What's up, you guys? Today we're gonna be working on the Silverado. Well, we kind of already did the work, but I'm gonna walk you through the issues that we've been having. So it was having the no crank no start issue for a cool minute, and then it completely went away for a while, so we weren't worried about it anymore. And then just a couple of days ago, I want to say like 2 days ago, it started again. So look, I'm gonna show you. So you see, it would do this. So today it was running completely fine, no issue at all. We turned it on, and then in the afternoon, for whatever reason, I went over here to turn on the AC. It doesn't blow cold air. I just wanted to make sure that the blower motor was working, which it was. But when I turned on the blower motor, the radio went off and the ABS and brake light went on, and those were already off they've been off for a cool minute now. And I don't know if you guys seen on the previous video, one of the previous videos, we were trying to get that to go off and it wouldn't go off, so we just left it like that. But then a couple of weeks later, it went off completely, and then we haven't had those lights on for a while. So until this afternoon, when I turned on the blower motor, the radio went off, those went on, and then I turned the blower motor off, and then the radio came back on and those lights turned off. So then we did it all over again. We put it all the way to the high setting, or any setting, and the radio went off again. The ABS light and the brake light went back on. The check engine light went on, and then the transmission started doing some funny stuff where it would, like, I guess it wouldn't shift properly. It lost power. So then after that, we started looking around maybe for like a loose wire and all that. We went online. Even previously, we had gone online to try to fix this issue, but since we stopped having it, we kind of left it alone. We had replaced the ignition switch, and that wasn't the issue. And we checked for power at all these wires with the ignition on and all that. No problem at all. We removed this fuse box from under here. It has like a couple of clips. Has one there, and you can slide it off, removing the 7mm right there in the middle. And we checked for corrosion and all that. No issue at all. We were trying to remove this, but we kind of didn't see any loose cables or anything. We just knew we didn't have power at the ignition right here and the HVAC. Because also when we have this issue, look, so even with the ignition on all the way, the blower motor doesn't turn on. So we were spending all this afternoon trying to figure this out. We took all that apart because we wanted to check all the wires and all that, and we didn't find anything. So we were about to give up. So we walked over here, and when we were gonna put the fuse box back together, we kind of slammed this, and then the blower motor started working. So we checked all the fuses. We checked the ignition, this one, the relays. We switched them around. We checked all these fuses. Everything had power, but it still wouldn't turn on. So then we started moving wire by wire, and at first we seen that this wire was kind of funny looking, but we didn't pay much attention to it because it did have power. But then we moved it around a little bit. So let me see if I can get it to work right now. So there you go. So the blower motor went on when we moved that cable. So now we go back into the truck. If the blower motor is working, we could get the truck to turn on. Well, not right now, but we have to kind of fix that wire. I guess it's not getting the right voltage or whatever. So there is corrosion in there. We're gonna try to remove it right now and see what we could do about that, because we don't have another one of those connectors. So let me go ahead and get the little impact. I think that's like a 7mm. I don't know exactly how to remove this on here, but I'm gonna try to pull it out. Yeah, let me see if I can do it real quick. So we were able to get it off. I think it was having trouble at that connector, because you can see right here that kind of got burnt out of shape. That was the problem right there. And we checked online and no one seemed to give us this exact answer. We never really checked under, well, we did actually check under here. You can see the repairs that we kind of did, just like quick little repairs, because we weren't sure what the issue was. And we've seen a lot of people have that, no crank, no start. Oh, and we would also start it with the wire. So we would jump start the starter relay. The truck would turn on and everything, but it would have that transmission issue. And the blower motor still wouldn't work. And all types of things were going on with the truck. So this is the little problem that we're having. So now I'm gonna try to pull this out, see if I could do it on camera for you guys. Let's see. So there should be a little tab back here. And now if I bent that out of place, it's gonna break. It's gonna be so brittle. It's kind of tight back here. All these wires are in a really bad spot. And this is one of the things that we hate doing, the electrical stuff on vehicles, because we're not really good with that, but we try. I'm gonna have to get like a little flathead or something to try to get in there. Alright, so we got a flathead, but yeah, it's too big. Try another big that we had. Oh fuck, it broke. So pull it out. That's not gonna work. I don't even know how we're gonna repair this, because there's not gonna be a little tab holding it in place or anything now. But I mean, there's nothing else we could do, so we forgot to remove this. It was broken already. You can see the other piece right here. That's not letting it come out. You can see where it was melting. And we completely snapped it off. So now let's see if this thing comes out. Oh, shit. That really doesn't want to come out. So this is the issue. The wire isn't really bad, but there's a connection up here in the front. Up here, it's pretty bad. I don't think this is gonna work anymore. So if it doesn't work, we have to go back to the junkyard and grab one of these connections off of another pickup, because I don't think they sell these at AutoZone. Maybe they do, but I'm not sure. So it is gonna be pretty loose. Loose like a goose. And even if we were to find like a really good piece, we could just chop off all these cables. They're already messed up right here either way. A couple of cables, I think like 2 or 3 of them were messed up, and then we could just splice all the cables together. Because other than that, I don't see how we're gonna get a good connection. I could slide this back on. Like that. No, it's not even like that. like this. Like that. And you can connect all the other pins back in except this one. So you can slide this in like that. I'm gonna get that tight and then we'll figure out the last pin. Alright, so I'm gonna try to slide it back in. Can't show you guys because I have to do it with two hands, but try to slide this cable back in. Can't even see the pin that's gonna go in. And it's gonna go something like this. Okay, now the blower motor turns on. Yep. So that's the main issue that we were having with this truck, that ignition problem. The check engine light stays on because of the codes that it was giving us, but once we drive it for a couple of days, the check engine light will go away. Also, one thing that we were having with the transmission was that if you put it in drive, like right now, if you put it in drive and you let go of the brake, it'll go on its own. But when the issue was going on and we would jump start the starter, you would put it in drive and nothing would happen. Like the truck will stay still. And if you would get on the gas, it would just feel like the transmission was bad. So I'm gonna see if I can find another connector to slide into that pin so it could be tighter and we won't have this issue again. But for now, we know what the main problem is or was and how we could address it. So we're gonna start putting everything back on this. Oh, and actually we have to remove the cluster because the radio cable was back here and we disconnected that because we were trying to find the issue. So it is the next day. Last night we finished putting everything back together, but it was really dark, so we didn't record anymore. Well, that's it for this video. Make sure to check us out on Instagram at Yonke_OXC Films. I'll leave that in the description down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.